greeting and welcome to the PSN News. My name is Rebecca. Shortly we will be going to have a headline about Romeo made a comeback and solve off the misunderstanding in the past. Now let me briefly talking about the event that we gonna have today. We will have a discussion with Romeo and Juliet after they came back, and we want to know how several events such as Romeo killed Tibor, Romeo killed Paris, Romeo took poisons, and the secret marriage. Now I would like to invite our guests today are Romeo and Juliet. Can you introduce yourself?
Okay, thank you for the introduction. Hello everyone, my name is Romeo, as you have known. Thank you for inviting me to your program. It is such an honor.
Greeting Miss Rebecca, and thank you for inviting me to your show.
Now I would like to ask some events related to your past. And first I want to ask Romeo, like when you killed Tibor, and can you tell us about the situation?
Great question. Thank you, Miss Rebecca. So back then, I was just a young boy. I was 16 years old, and I was just planning to get away with my best friend. But then, as he was fighting with Tibor and he got killed, I was enraged to have lost a bond between my best friend. And not only that, I lost my best friend to someone from a family who is a rivalry to my family, which made me feel very great anger. And as I was really mad at him, I let my anger take control of my body, and I killed him without any hesitation. But after I killed him, and my anger started to settle down, I realized that I just did something really overwhelming. It's really bad.
Move back to Juliet. What was your decision in that situation?
So thanks for the question. Back then, like, I was so happy about my marriage, and like I wasn't aware of the tragedy that Romeo and Tibor made. And so when my nurse suddenly told me about the news, I just couldn't believe that Romeo, like, he killed my cousin. Like, I loved my cousin so much that it leads to my thinking of, like, speaking ill of Romeo. And but more than that, like, when the prince banished him from Verona, I feel like so shocked too.
One last question that we prepare is about your secret marriage, both of you, and we want to know, like, why you think that secret marriage was the best solution for both of you. I want the answer from Juliet first.
So I admitted I went too far back then. Like, if I hadn't taken that strategy to fool the families, Romeo wouldn't, like, drunk the poison. And yeah, I feel so regretted. And I think if I have a chance to, like, go back to that situation, I'd rather not to do that.
How about Romeo?
Then I had a discussion with the father, and he told me that all the reasons why me and her should have a secret marriage, and he told me that it's gonna bring a lot of good advantages, like it's gonna help resolve the war between the two families, and because since that the war has no reason at all, or maybe we all forgot the reasons why there's a rivalry between the two family. So father thinks that it is going to be a good idea to marry us, since we are from each family. So it could help end the war between the families.
To have a discussion with Romeo and Juliet, now I would like to welcome our two analysts, Jessie, Jessica, and Jackson.
Hi, Miss Rebecca. My name is Jessica, and you can call me Jessie. So it's such a great honor that you invited me to your program. So I am the English lecturer at University of Cambridge.
Yes, hello, Miss Rebecca. My name is Jackson. You can call me JS. And I'm teaching literature in Beijing University. And today I'm very glad that you invite me to this. And yeah, I'm also one of the big friends in the Romeo and Juliet.
Thank you for introducing yourselves. Now I would like to ask you some questions about the Montague and Capulet.
In my perspective, the hostile conflict between the two wealthy families, Montague and Capulet, is a little bit silly. Like, this conflict is just like a situation when we get nothing and we have to lose everything. Just because the two families were too arrogant to admit their mistake and not solve these disputes in an intelligible way, tragic consequences has been brought up to both families. Like, firstly, dispute is the main cause of the Mercutio death. Because Thibault was brought up in an environment where two families always fought with each other, so his innocent mind has been corrupted and the relevant thought have been piled up inside his head. So when he saw Romeo at the Capulet party, he was so built up that time, and he started to pick a fight with the Mercutio. And because of this, had tried to control of his ego, so it led him to kill Mercutio. And secondly, dispute is also the main reason behind Thibault's death. So Romeo blamed himself for everything that happened, even though it wasn't really his fault. Like, he thought that if he hadn't put in a good word for the Thibault, if he had not let the two fight, Mercutio wouldn't end up in the spiritless like that. So Romeo, who was originally not involved in the family feud, started to let the evil thought enter him. So before he knew it, he had Thibault blood on his both hands. And last but not least, this feud between these two families is also the main cause of both Romeo and also Juliet's death. If the two families hadn't fight each other, if the two families had listened to Romeo and Juliet's side story, so this tragic end could have been prevented. Just because of this feud, the two lovers could not bring themselves to tell both families about their real feeling. So as the result, they chose to hide the problem and desperately fought for the love by themselves. And finally, they both end up in the deathbed, and both families also lost the person that they treasure the most.
Thank you, Jessica, for your analysis. Now, I would like to know about your perspective as well. Like, what was the cause of the death of the two lovers? What do you think?
Since I am the fan of this movie, I have watched the movie as well as reading the novel several times. There's many causes in this story that caused the death of the two lovers. But today I will raise four main causes that I think is very important. That is the main cause that made Juliet and Romeo die. And the first one, I think about the conflict that never ends. Like, it is if the two families would understand each other and learn to forget and forgive about the conflict, and so it would have been a way for a new couple to survive in their life. And the other cause, I think, is about the careless plan. The plan of fake death about the Juliet seemed go smoothly at the beginning, but because of fear, Lauren was careless about the delivering the news to the Romeo, which caused the death of this young couple. He should have checked again whether the letter was reached Romeo or not. So if the Romeo known about the news or get the letter, it would be better. And the other one is, I think it is their bad luck. Like since the beginning, everything seemed like bad luck to them. As we can see from the story, their family were a bitter enemy, and Thibault, Julie Caution, was killed by Julian lover Romeo. Yeah, and Freya John, who delivered the news to the Romeo, was quarantined. That made Romeo misunderstand about the fake death of his lover. And the other bad luck that I think is the Romeo killed himself just a bit earlier than Julia wake up. You think that is very bad luck for them. And the last cause that I think is about their deepest love feeling, and like the love between Romeo and Juliet was too strong, and which caused them to dare to end their life if their lover was not live in the world. That's all for the four main causes that I think.
Yes, thank you, Jackson. Now I would like to end up our program today.